It is now time to debut our 5th and final character for this week's campaign. Technotron, because you are at least actively new in the channel here, so you know what we do. Every week we develop 5 characters, we develop a map, and we'll also do a dungeon and like a bonus conversation. It was DM tips that we were going over for resolving conflict at the table over the course of 4 of the 5 days. On the 5th day, and we're swapping things around a little bit because I have a guest DM this week. Usually on the 5th day, on Saturday, we will make the party and then go over a dungeon for the week. We'll make an outline, we'll give milestones, or we will give you thoughtful tools that you can then take and use for your own campaign, for your own world, for whatever you'd want to use it. So it is very, it is developmental. This is D&D 101. We share ideas, and every week we come out with new content for new and experienced players to be able to enjoy. Dark Wolf, you haven't had a chance to see Black Panther yet. I know, I haven't either, Dark Wolf. Look, I've missed actually several Marvel movies. And I've missed almost all the DC movies. Arguably one of those is more forgivable than the other. Oh, you had to get your arm pulled even for a Discord, Bubonic? You have a thing about seeing movies in order? Oh no. Well, Dark Wolf has hit quite the speed bump. And Technotron, I'm glad that you are appreciative of what we're doing here. At least that's what I'm reading from your sweet comment. Caboose is not a superhero fan, so meh. Even if you're not a superhero fan, Caboose, it's nice to see that there is active trying inside of, if you want to consider Hollywood, big movies, big movie industry. There's at least an active, concerted effort to try to have creative writing that links together several concepts. And we're not just facing, reboot after reboot after reboot. I was going to cough and mention a franchise, but maybe one or a couple are coming to mind. And so even if you're not a fan of superheroes, if you want to at least get the experience of, look, here's a group of different people who are at least trying to pull something greater together and are having a greater sense of coherency and storytelling, you could approach it from that aspect, Caboose. Oh, thank you, Technotron. You like Dark Heroes as opposed to Goody Two-Shoe style? Yeah, so think of it, Caboose, think of it this way. It's a new meta within the Hollywood structure. Look, Death Count. Do you need a cough drop too? Like, I had one right before saying that sentence, so I wasn't going to cough. Wink. Romantic Day, it's good to see you. Welcome back. Kruger says, go in as not a superhero fan, but as someone who loves movies. The movies, I will say, are beautifully shot. The cinematography was jaw-droppingly good. It was a tour de force, says Kruger. All right, what do you say we make our 5th character? Let's complete the party and get it together. Get it together, get it together, get it together. Someone help Dark Wolf. You all just need to upload, put a USB cord into her brain and just upload Marvel movies in order for her to enjoy. Oh, so it's been a while for you, Caboose, but I'll tell you what, you chose a good one for your final one. Gladiator. Oh lordy, it is good. Death Count, you choked on your pop. Jose, oh dude, Jose, it has been a long time. Where have you been, mister? I'm gonna waggle my finger. I will go get the chancla. Did I pronounce that correctly? Jose. Darn right it has. I'm glad though. I'm glad you're back, Jose. Yeah, dude, you do not mess with La Chancla. If you all don't know what I'm talking about, it's cultural. Books, movie, yeah, it's all fair game. While we're discussing this, and by the way, Jose, if you have an update for your Jungle Island campaign, I would love to read it. I've been wondering about it. Oh, your work schedule changed? Oh, I understand. Well, if you do want to share what you've been up to, either here in chat or over on our Discord, you know that you're welcome to do so. I would love to know how your party's doing, especially with your one character who was trying to overcome addiction. You're fine, Jose. All right, let's roll a percentile die. Do we have a male or a female character or a multi-classed one? 95. Oh, snap. 95 means we have a multi-classed character. Now let's roll again to figure out if we have a male or a female. 28. We have a female character who is a D10, 5, another Dragonborn, and which kind of Dragonborn? Let's roll a D6. Also 5. All right, we have either black or copper, and we're going to decide odds or evens for chromatic or metallic. Evens, a copper Dragonborn. I know, Bubonic, this is your week. You like anti-heroes like Deadpool? Well, coming out soon. Technotron, I'm like a pirate. It's all about the R's. Blade, Deadpool, Logan, etc. Gotcha. Yep. In fact, a fun fact: the actor who plays Thanos plays. I was gonna say Bishop. Plays Cable in Deadpool 2. The last thing we knew about the island. All right, if I recall correctly, and Jose, if this is proof that I really do try and pay attention to what you guys are saying in chat. You know, I'm interested in who you are and what you do. They were watching at least two island cultures were kind of warring or sparring with each other, and they were trying to understand the culture of each. And it sounded like maybe they decided to help, like they helped one, and they were caught, and so that has already interrupted the natural flow or cycle of the island's tribes and thoughts and cultures. And I don't remember much after that point, where they observed the natives on the island, and then accidental contact was made with one of the tribes. Jose, we just started. We have a female Copperborn Dragonborn. A Copperborn. A Copper Dragonborn who will be multi-classed, and we'll determine which classes she takes in just a little bit. Yeah, I do know it brought up DC. Oh, yeah, it did bring up Thanos, didn't it? Yeah, it's Fox. Sony owns Spider-Man and is kind of playing a weird keep away instead of playing nicely with other studios. All right, 2D100 for her alignment. 8 and 59, so that 8 is going to put us in good. 59, she's going to be neutral good. We don't have to worry about all this evil stuff here. What level is she? Let's roll a percentile die and find out. 29 is going to put her in the band of level 8. Here we go. There we go. All right. Will she take any feats, or will she just take ability score improvements, ASIs, stat bumps? Let's roll a percentile and find out. 16? Nope, she is pure skill, pure skill. Now for her background. Are any of you new out there and you're like, but what class is she? What class? Hang on, we're getting there. Don't worry. Let's find out who she is first before we find out what she does. We roll an 11 or a 13-sided die, and we got 11. Ooh, we have another sailor or pirate. Oh, I wonder if she's been traveling here with Granny. All right. She is either a sailor or a pirate, which means her background is going to be ship's passage or bad reputation. We don't have to choose which one just yet. Let's find out more about her personality, and then we'll lock these in. As a sailor, you don't really have an origin story here, so we're going to roll 2d8 for her personality traits, and then an ideal, a bond, and a flaw. Which, by the way, to touch things up, Bubonic One, instead of a belief, it is kind of a belief, but it is a bond per the book. Scroll down to page 2. We're going to roll 2d8, 6 and 2. Now, what do 6 and 2 mean? I don't know. Doesn't matter right now. Don't worry about it. These are placeholders. Let's form the outline. Let's form the silhouette of our character, and then we'll fill her in. Now let's roll 3d6. 3, 5, 3. There we go. Dark Wolf likes superhero movies in general. You can't wait to see the X-Men. Yeah, I'm sure they're going to have some big crossover. It might even be, you know, Kruger, while it technically happened prior to the Civil War, I wonder if they're not going to try crossing over the MCU with X-Men with the House of M. I don't know if you're familiar with that storyline, but this is my reckoning. When they're ready to merge the two, they're going to have House of M be the catalyst for it. Jose says, all right, okay, so the two factions are a group of augurs. They initially sided with them, and some fire elementals. Oh, that's right, yeah, you said, because you had that whole tower. You made the map for the fire elementals. They rescued a mermaid-like girl from the elementals. They took her to the augurs. However, they noticed that the augurs are too set on revenge, so they decide to leave both of them alone and explore the island for a while. It's been mostly exploring and traveling so far. They've encountered another group of adventurers that is also stranded. Oh, have they teamed up with them? Or if you're continuing, you don't need to stop, and you need to stop talking or typing. Oh, Raging Bull, Cool Hand Luke, Vertigo. Gotcha, Romantic Day. Kruger says, no, I'm not, but I know David Feige said they won't even consider doing them for 6 more years. Well, yeah, because the whole MCU it's plotted out way in advance. So unless they're going to contrive something in the comic book world in order to tie it together, if they were to use a previously published story arc, I would say it'll be House of M. Now, if you don't mind spoiling something for yourself, either with comics or with a possibility, even if it's 6 years down the line in movies, Kruger, I would recommend going over to the Marvel Wiki and reading about House of M. One of your last D&D characters says Romantic Day was based on Toshiro Mifune's Mifune. I took Japanese. I should be better than this. Mifune's character from Seven Samurai. Technotron, the last water vehicle I had in a game was a shambling mound graphed to a boat in a swamp. Players had fun when they named it Shrek. That's so the shambling mound was their propulsion. Is that how it worked, Technotron? All right, now we can fill in her class. In fact, classes. 2. She is multiclassed. Her first class is going to be... Let's press the big golden button. You ready? 6. She is a monk. slash rogue. She is a monk rogue. Now she's level 8. Why don't we just split it evenly down the line? Go 4 and 4, okay? It was like a dog sled. That's a cool idea. I really like that, Technotron. Which monk path will she take? We're going to roll a 3-sided die. 3. Oh, she's also going Way of Shadow. Okay. Well, she and old May Gwynwald here might have something in common. As for Rogue, rogues can also take 3 different paths, and she is going to take path number 3 also. For Rogue, that is Arcane Trickster. Very cool. Despite her being neutral good, I'm kind of getting a piratey feel, right? I don't know about you all. Alright, now as Bubonic One states, you don't have to use the different heights and weights for male or female. If you want to use what the book offers, that is, he made that the default male line here. So we have Dragonborns that are going to start at 5 foot 6 inches tall, and we're going to add 2d8 inches to her height. We're going to add 11 inches to her height. Ooh, all right. Almost 6 foot 6. 6 foot 5 inches tall. We're going to take this same 11 and we are going to multiply it by 2d6 pounds. 3. So we're going to add 33 pounds to 175. So she is 208 pounds. There we go. Wakes up in the morning. She's got just her, she's just got her jammy jams on. She's 208 pounds. This isn't her backpack. It's not a magic wand. It's not a sword. It's not, scrolls or potions or anything. This is just her. So this does not apply against her encumbrance. Now, how old is she? Let's find out. We have a standard distribution here of ages. Right here. 37 puts her just in the age range of adult. That's column number 3. Here's column number 3. And we're going to cross-reference that with Dragonborn. She is going to be between 26 and 50 years old. Although, I'll still put it to 26 to 50. That might need to be adjusted a little bit, Bubonic. I don't know. I think almost the middle age should start maybe more towards 45. Is that important for what we're doing right now? No. But these are other things that we can tweak along the way. All right, let's roll a 25-sided die and figure out what is going on with her age. 2. All right, so she is going to be 27 years old. Now, on your character sheets at home, do you have to qualify her age band? No, not at all. For the purposes of what we're doing, because we're making a character that's not ours, but we want to flesh her out, we want to, give her morals or values or make decisions based on who she is, it's good to consider that age range. If she is an adult, then she is going to be handling situations or concepts as an adult. All right, that concludes our random number generation. This can go bye-bye. Jose is going to continue the revelations in his campaign. They wanted to side with them, but these adventurers just want to get out, while mine are here for glorious loot. I like how you capitalize that, Jose. So they separated them, but I plan to reunite them again soon. And speaking of loot, before they parted the ogres. Oh, is that what you meant before by? Because I was wondering, is that like a custom race or something, or a monster type I don't know about? Before they parted, the ogres sent them on a mission to destroy some golden statues. When they did, they took as much as they could possibly carry. So they are Oh, they have 240 pounds of gold. Now, then that begs the question, Jose, if they're stranded on an abandoned island, what are they doing with 240 pounds of gold? How are they gonna like that? Is that gonna go on a raft or a canoe or something out to sea? That seems like it's asking for trouble. All right, her background as a sailor or pirate. We're going to begin here because this is what she did before she was an adventurer. And it's going to give her some skills and other things that we should consider for tweaking if necessary when it comes to her race and or her class. Whoop, I went a little too far. Yeah, this is going to be a very super sneaky character, Bubonic, and very mobile too. Oh my gosh. All right. Here's Sailor. She's going to get skill proficiencies in athletics and perception. She's going to have tool proficiency with navigator's tools and vehicles water. Which, I don't know if you all did read Technotron's interesting water vehicle above, but that was a really cool idea. If you have others also that you want to share Technotron, or if people bring that up, you're welcome to interact with other members in chat. Share your own experience, ask questions if you want, or this chat is open. This isn't just me giving a lecture to everyone. Caboose, nothing is as fun as giving the party a poop ton of gold and then making them leave it all behind. Yes. My players probably do get suspicious time and again because they're like, we've been getting a lot of loot lately. Is something bad going to happen? Jose, they hid in an abandoned pirate hideout for now. Ah, X marks the spot on the treasure map, right, Jose? Yeah, there's just too much that... what do you do with it? Or you put them in a situation where they're like, wow, gold is actually worthless compared to all this other stuff we can take. But in the end, Jose, it is the power of friendship that they must take away from the island. I kind of like the lesson from Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark regarding. I won't spoil anything if you haven't seen it because it's well worth it. If you like adventure, D&D, and whatnot, the Indiana Jones movies are really good for that. But there is a moral decision at the end of the movie. I'll just leave it at that, and it does involve treasure. It's always nice to put that moral decision in front of your players and have them look at it and say, what do we do with this thing? Because some players will go, eh. Others will go, no, whoa, hang on, this is something. Maybe inside this box is something more precious than all this other stuff we have around us. All right, here are our skill proficiencies. We are going to get some equipment. We're starting with a club, a belaying pin, or some other piece of a ship, something that we might be used to using. Can we substitute this if something else seems more appropriate? Yeah, no problem. It's a placeholder. Silk rope. Whoops. That is in the... well, I guess you could use that as a weapon if you want. $50 feet. A trinket, which is a lucky charm. And we can roll for that on the trinket section. There we go. Common clothes. And a belt pouch that contains 10 gold. There we go. Now, her feature by default is ship's passage. This means that she can secure tickets or steerage, or she's better at getting water-based travel arranged on the ship that she currently serves or has served on before, or in general. Your background features are very utilitarian. They'll oftentimes give you ways to feed yourself, clothe yourself, provide shelter, take care of a lot of background necessities. That way you're not spending a lot of your game trying to play an accounting mini game about, okay, so we have this many rations and all this. Well, instead, if you are a pious person as an acolyte and you show up to your temple will take care of you. That way, do you have to always count every single ration, every single drink of water from your canteen? No. Jose continues, the Efreet Lord is a planar drug lord. He has a bunch of like pimped out things like gold thrones and other things that a drug lord would buy. Bubonic one, yo-ho-ho, and a bottle of rum, 15 men on the whole ship's list, and each one is dead. Dun dun dun. Technotron, and if you want the players to go after something, just have something steal an item or some gold. Players will hunt things down from plane to plane, trying to get it back. Yes, that's a very good carrot you can dangle in front of your party. And it doesn't even have to be a MacGuffin or, the one ring or the big magic item that everything depends on. It can often, as Technotron said, be a monetary reward or even a reputational reward. So she can take either ship's passage or a bad reputation, which is everyone knows her where she goes because she's a bad mamma jamma. She has done some things in the past and people might be scared of her. Now, can you have a neutral good character with a bad reputation? Sure. She could have turned a new leaf. If we want, do we even want to keep bad reputation? What if she just has a really good reputation? What if she's a reputable sailor? Everyone knows that she's honorable. She only takes her cut. She has never tried to mutiny or whatever. Modify it. Look, as a player, ask your DM these questions. Does something more thematically fit your character than something else? This is a storytelling game. I don't see why not. Make sure you can conceptualize a reason why for your DM. Provide that. Don't just ask. Well, you'll be more likely to be rejected if that was the case. Bubonics over here singing sea shanties. Alrighty. Suggested characteristics. Here we go. Let's discover her personality. Because as you can tell, she has them. Or a strict officer. A death count would definitely be able to recount his days on the waves, right? That's true. A bad reputation, a good reputation, or if you kind of want to go in between, you could have a strict reputation. She's not a bad person, but you are doing your ship's duties on time all the time. And if you steal, we're pinning your hand to the mast for stealing. And don't worry, when we cut it off at the wrist, we'll be sure to pour gunpowder on the wound and we'll cauterize it for you so it doesn't get infected. But you don't steal on my ship. And if you don't steal on my ship, you'll be paid on time, every time, the full amount that you're due, and I will ask you for a fair day's labor on board my ship. You could have a strict reputation. And if you want to edge it towards bad or good, you could. But death count, that is a very good point. All right, we have these placeholders. What do they mean? We've cast our bones into the augury dish. Now, let's read what it says. 6 and 2. I never pass up a friendly wager. Additionally, I work hard so that I can play hard when the work is done. Dark Wolf awoos with Bubonics shanties. Bubonic says it sounds like a bosun mate. I've heard of the term. What it exactly means for me, as I am not completely down with military or especially or more specifically naval logo. You're gonna have to talk to me like a landlubber. someone who is aware of different military ranks and branches, but who doesn't know exactly what a bosun's mate, the responsibilities or the duties of one is. Jose, what if she's all nice and flowers until someone crosses her? That could very well be. Yeah, she could be, look, I'll ask you for things that are within your capabilities. Do them. And if you don't, I might blend into the shadows and murk you. Well, I mean, she is neutral good, so, she's not necessarily going to be hellfire and brimstone. But she can still be, even if she was lawful good does not mean lawful nice. Bubonic, okay, let me see. Okay, so they're kind of like a, they're like supervisors or managers, Bubonic. I mean, if we're using layman's terms. A sub-officer? So there's still a sailor, not quite an officer. At first my mind is like, what, only on submarines? No, their boats floated before they sunk on purpose. Ideals number 3. Freedom. The sea is freedom. The freedom to go anywhere and do anything. That sounds like a VeggieTales song. Bonds, 5. I was cheated out of my fair share of the profits, and I want to get my due. We're talking about fair pay. Well, she wants to make sure that people are playing fair. She was cheated once. She didn't like it, and something could happen if someone's swindling. Flaws, 3. Once someone questions my courage, I never back down, no matter how dangerous the situation. Well, you know what? As a Way of Shadow monk and as an Arcane Trickster rogue, she can certainly get in and out of trouble very easily. Nobody calls me chicken. Oh, yeah, Dark Wolf, that's the song. VeggieTales. We are pirates who don't do anything. Yep, you got it, Dark Wolf. Yeah, Jose, I was cheated out of my fair share once. You got your one. Never again. Jose, good night, everyone, and merry adventures. Thank you very much, Jose, for being here and giving us an update on your campaign. Stop in whenever you can, or hey, at least pop on Discord if you can too, and say hi to us. It was excellent having you here again. Your dad was in the Navy when they called him. Okay, so it's not boatswain. It is the kind of the abbreviated. You say colonel, even though it's like colonel. But it is bosun, even though it's boatswain. Am I correct in that? Yeah, I got Dark Wolf started on some VeggieTales songs. If you know the song, sing along. She's giving you the bouncing cues. She's giving you the bouncing cucumbers. This is VeggieTales. Yeah. And if you ask us to do anything, we'll just tell you we don't do anything. I think I'm murdering the notes, but the song is still playing up here. Yeah. Bosun is the name used back before the 1900s. Oh. So is it boatswain? I know I could look this up, but I'd much prefer the interaction here with you all, right? I'm learning, and a lot of other people are learning alongside. Oh, we have her background almost all the way filled in. Do we have to choose sailor or pirate now, or ship's passage, bad reputation? Not yet. It can float. It can float. Well, it will make sense for her to cut the hands off her shipmates for stealing. Yeah, right? Well, I mean, that's the terminology, but the pronunciation, bubonic. I should play the song before break. Maybe I will, Dark Wolf. We'll see when SEA. When we get close to break, like when we're finishing her up, make sure to remind me, okay? And I'll be sure to play some VeggieTales songs. Per the race. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna get horns again. Here we go. Here we go. All right, we are medium-sized. We have a base walking speed of 30 feet, giving us a climb of 15 and a swim of 15, and a 0 flying. Aye, aye, Dark Wolf. Unless that's a meme or a trope that for the sailor salute is the sailor salute the level hand, or is it the hand out like this? Death count, bubonic. Are we going flat or are we going like exposed? Boza, a bosa mate. Bosa. Okay. Oh, you know what? Since we have a lot of her details, let's get a little bit of oceanic music playing. There we go. We are going to get 0 dark vision for being a Dragonborn. We are going to get 2 strength and 1 charisma by being a Dragonborn. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, we are copper. That is acid, meaning we get acid resistance. So we have immunities, resistance, and vulnerabilities. If you can, it's kind of small up here. If you fill in the middle dot on this modified sheet, it's showing you have resistance. Dragonborns have resistance to the very same breath weapon that they use. Our breath weapon is going to be a 5 by 30 foot line. Dex of something. And it is going to be at her level. Let's see. Damage increases to 3d6 at 6th level. 3d6. Acid damage. Save for half. Okay, and we are also going to get common and draconic. Whoop. Handout was for Civil War to show that you were disarmed. So you were told. Oh, okay. So this was how you would salute here during Civil War times. But now we is this unified then among all of the military, where it's more of the flat hand? Well, I know the angle, right? The angle does matter as well if we're being proper about things. So it's not this anymore. We're at this. But what if they're a lefty, asks Dark Wolf. Who may or may not be a lefty herself. Someone said that to a boot camp and was forced to do a push-up. Well, there's your answer, Dark Wolf. I guess you better do a push-up. That's your answer. That's great. So that's what we got for being a Dragonborn. Now, what we're going to do... because she is multi-classed, if you multi-class a character, you can swap back and forth. At level 1, well, she's definitely like monk first. You can be a monk, and then level 2, you can take rogue, and then you're a monk and a rogue, and you can swap back and forth. What I'm going to do to make it a little bit easier is we're going to construct her as a monk first, a level 4 monk, and then we will add her rogue abilities in afterwards. So we're going to pretend that she went 4 levels of monk in order to cheese that ASI, right? And then she is going to take 4 levels of rogue, and that will make her a level 8 character. Thank you for the information, Death Count. Let's go down to classes, and let's go to monk. Alright, as a level 4 monk, we're going to get all this fun stuff here in the blue box. We are going to get 1d8 per level. Hey, we get to use both sides of this now, right up here. Alright, her primary class, she has 4 levels of a d8 monk, and we've used 0. Yay. We get no armor proficiencies, and we do get weapon proficiencies of simple weapons and short swords. And we can also take an artisan tool or an instrument of some kind. Her saving throws are going to be in strength and dexterity. And we are going to get to choose two skills. Do we have... Okay. So for her personality, we are going to choose 2. Acrobatics, history, insight, religion, stealth. So she's a sailor or a pirate, or even was. She never passes up a friendly wager. She works hard so that she can play hard when the work is done. The sea is freedom. She was cheated out of her fair share of profits, and she wants to get her due. And once someone questions my courage, I never back down, no matter how dangerous. That might be, like, she already has athletics. Maybe in order to overcome different challenges, that could be something like acrobatics. That could be stealth, if she wants to sneak around. I mean, especially being a rogue slash going, or a Way of Shadow monk going into rogue. She might be naturally stealthy, or maybe not. Maybe she wants to rely on her own talents, and it's great that her class supports her, but maybe she doesn't want to do that. I don't know how historical she is, per se. Insight could be important, right? Because if she was cheated before, maybe insight in order to realize if someone's trying to dupe her, that could be important. Death Count's thinking stealth and acrobatics. I will fill those in for right now, and if any of you have a different opinion, you're welcome to list it over here. Acrobatics and stealth for right now, and maybe forever. Who knows? We're not using ink. It's all digital, baby. Yeah. Equipment. She gets to start with a short sword or any simple weapon. She already has athletics from her sailor background. So that is already an account, Caboose. You have a good thought, and that was already taken care of by her background. And you're thinking insight? Insight might not be a bad one to have. That's true. If we were to go insight, Caboose, which skill, either acrobatics or stealth, would you want to sacrifice to give her insight? I'm going to put a... She's going to get a short sword or any simple. I'm putting a placeholder here, and we'll come back. Explorer's pack, and 10 darts. You would drop stealth, not much use on a ship. Okay, I get you, Caboose. Unless she lurks in the galley waiting for someone to get that last sea biscuit. Death count, do you like Caboose's explanation? We are going to get unarmored defense. Yeah, we'll get there, Dorgrim, and that might expand our horizons. So yes, I appreciate that heads up, and I'll be sure to read over the multi-class. I'll read over the multi-class how-to when we get there real soon. Makes sense, Caboose, unless she wants to board someone else's ship. Aha. We'll try this. We'll move stealth to... We'll split the difference here. Death count gets one and Caboose gets one. Because I think all that does make sense. And you all are showing that you're invested in the character and you're thinking about things from her point of view. Her martial arts are going to be... I forgot to look at that at this level. She's level 8. Let's see. Proficiency bonus of 3. Her martial arts are 1d6. What else? She's going to get 8 key points. We're going to put that right down here. Yeah, on this sheet, it's nice because it gives you an area for sorcery points or key points, things like that. A pool of lay on hands hit points for a paladin. What else? Oh, we have unarmored movement of plus 15 feet also. So this is now going to go to 45, 22, and 22. So is she possibly the current captain of the Sea Rose? Oh, maybe. Maybe she is Dark Wolf. Or she serves on it or something. The real Dorgrim, it's funny how the captain on the Sea Rose is probably more of the figurehead. Dorgrim, I would say you can't really skimp on strength due to the background as a sailor. Even starting out as a noob sailor, climbing would be a requirement. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have a dump stat of strength. And heck, even if we did put the 8 there, she's going to have normal strength of 10. But I agree. I think we should. I think we can give her something else in that regard, in order to be true to the character, Dorgrim. Cool, man. We are having a lot of fun. We're building a very interesting character here, all randomly rolled. If you have any questions on what we're doing, on terminology, any of the stuff that you see on camera here, feel free to ask. This is a very open and awesome conversation we're having as a bunch of role players, and we're not even just talking about RP D&D stuff. We're exploring. We have some people with naval terminology or career experience, and we're learning lessons along the way since we're building a sailor character. Problem is she can only switch strength and charisma, says Bubonic. She should have a high con score, in my opinion, or at least a medium con score. What do we have left to do? Key points. There's our movement. There's martial arts. Ah, yes. We are going to get key. We take flurry of blows to get that extra hit in. What all? The patient defense. That way we can measure our opponent's attacks. Step of the wind to make her very, very mobile. Your jump distance is doubled. Yeah, you want to talk about going ship to ship. Ooh. Unarmored movement. Yep, monastic tradition. Oh, we will also get deflect the missiles. She'll also get slow fall, meaning she can do that cool thing where she doesn't need the dagger to tear her way down the sail on the ship. She can just sort of like hold her hand out and go down the canvas that way. All right, not quite there yet to get the extra attack at 5th level, but that's fine. Her archetype, in fact, we're going to have to split this up. Her class is a monk. Her class is a rogue. Archetype as a monk. Her archetype is a rogue because we rolled into a multi-class character, conveniently enough. She does need int. I do agree. Dorgrim as a melee having a decent, not high strength is useful for grapple, trip, and shove. Yes. Archaic Cognito. I like that name. Hello there. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. For McCoolman and actually it's Arachnicognito. Arachnicognito. Welcome. We are building a randomly generated character, and we're breathing life into her. We're making her realistic. We are her skills are reflecting who she is. Not necessarily like a party's needs or a min-max of skill scores and that sort of a thing. If you have anything you want to share as a DM or a PC, are you a newcomer to role-playing in D&D especially? Are you a new blood or a longbeard? If you have questions, what does Flurry of Blows mean up here? Feel free to ask. This is not a lecture on my behalf. We are all building this character together, and we're learning along the way. Arachnicognito. That is a fun challenge to say. I like that. All right, Way of Shadow. At level 3, she is going to get the cantrip Minor Illusion. As well, she is going to take a couple spells. These are all level 2 spells, by the way. Here we go. Darkness. Dark Vision. Pass Without Trace. And Silence. You want to baffle spellcasters, you cast Silence on them. Okay, that's what she gets for being a Way of Shadow Monk, aka Ninja, aka Shadow Dancer. Now we can build up her 4 levels of Rogue. Even before we assign stats. Again, let's see who she is as a person before we start talking cold hard numbers. Arachnicognito, okay, nice. Yeah, you DM. My style is heavy on roleplay. I invented a D6 system for D&D, free to download. It requires only 46. When I DM, I like to play music, ambience, I act out NPCs, and I even use real-world objects like coins when trading gold for something. So that's a little bit about me. That is very cool, Arachnicognito. Thank you for sharing those DM tips. A lot of that, you know, I wear hats and do similar, I have props as a way to try and encourage just that sort of a thing. So, hey, this is a creative stream that is D&D themed. You are welcome to leave your fingerprint on the characters that we're making as well. And if you want to share stories, or if someone in chat has a question on something, you can also speak up and share your own experience. Even if it's not how I would run the game in that situation, if you've dealt with something similar, now we have presented the newcomer with several options instead of just one. Because my way may not always be the best way. And that is really neat that you made a D6 based system. If you would like to share that with others in the chat, you're welcome to do so, Arachnocognito. Before we do a multi-class into Rogue, there is something that we have to consider. There are rules for multi-classing. Alright? It allows you to gain levels in multiple classes. Doing so lets you mix the abilities of those classes to realize a character concept that might not be reflected in one of the standard class options. In order to multi-class as a rogue, we must have a minimum dexterity of 13. That means her dex... Now, that won't be a problem. Monks definitely favor dex. But by the time that you get into whatever you want to multi-class, you can see in the blue here, there are minimum requirements for you to meet. For instance, to multi-class into a paladin, you actually have to have a minimum 13 strength and charisma. Hit points and hit die, well, we're going to use the other side of the hit die up here because rogues are going to... It can be a different pool. If, if we're going to see rogues are going to have d8s, we can combine them together. Let's say this was a barbarian, though, and we took 4 levels of that. That would be 4 d12 over on this side. And then when you use your hit die, when you're resting to regain hit points, you choose, do you want your d8s or your d12s? We're going to cross that bridge when we get to it, though, okay? Our proficiency bonus doesn't change because that measures overall character level. We are still a level 8 character. That 8 is just divided between rogue and monk and rogue. Yep, Dorgrim got it. Yeah, I keep things PG-13, and I imagine if it's a generic system, it should be, but that is a very good thing to keep in mind. Civil, I think you need to meet the requirements for both classes. Nope, if I missed, you must meet the ability score. Oh yeah, for both your current class and your new. I'm sorry, that is true. I mean, for monk, it's going to be wisdom and dex 13. We'll definitely have that, and then the dex 13 is going to bleed down into rogue. Thank you for catching that, Hermit. Multiclassing proficiencies. As a rogue, we are going to be getting light armor proficiency, 1 skill from the class's skill list, and thieves tools as a... I'll just shorten this up. Let's keep the font as large as possible. Navigators, vehicles, an instrument or an artisan tool, and thieves tools. I'm going to make a note down here. We are going to get a 1x rogue skill. For spellcasting, because we did go Arcane Trickster, we will want at least a halfway decent intelligence. Now, there are some spells that don't really need attack rolls with them. You know, if they're utility spells, and I think a lot of Arcane Trickster spells off the top of my head are going to be utility. So intelligence can be important, but it's not going to be a linchpin of the character. And we can choose spells that would feature that. Okay, so we've noted what is going to go into our rogue. Let's go over to it. Ivalon, thank you very much. It is Fez Friday. Unofficially, but it is Fez Friday. Sneak attack is going to be 2d6. We are also D8s as a rogue. If we wanted to, then we could just say that we have 8 D8. If you like keeping them separate, then you can do that over here too. Technotron, you need to get some sleep. Have a good one. Thank you for joining us, Technotron, and thank you for visiting me. For any of you who like creativity and development in D&D, and Technotron does some stuff with magic, and you said that you play well when you were really rocking out when we raided you the last time, Technotron. So you can go and visit him and his channel if you like what we're doing here. We raided him because he was going over some D&D content and seemed like a really awesome guy. Arachnocognito, you must talk about some pros and cons for this mod of the check system. Makes it run more faster, accessible, roleplay heavy, can't simulate D100, and it assumes you have read basic rules of D&D. You're very welcome, Technotron. Ivalon, Arachnocognito has developed a D6-based system for 5th edition and is talking about it. All right, so these are the proficiencies we get down here. Look, we got light armor, but we didn't get the weapons. But we did get the thieves' tools proficiencies. We're not going to get the saving throws, but we do get one skill from the list. And we can go back into if we want to give her stealth, we can do so. Though we can, let's see, choose one. Not that. Deception. Intimidation. Investigation. Performance. Okay, we can choose one for multi-classing into a rogue. We did entertain the option of stealth prior as a monk. Stealth, I think, can still be on the field. I can also say, well, if she can never pass up a friendly wager, she works hard and plays hard, could that possibly mean sleight of hand? For things like dice or cards? Or even board games or something? So sleight of hand or stealth are the ones that are popping out to me. If you think differently and have an opinion on the skill that we should take for her, please let me know over here. Bubonic once thinks that we should go back into stealth. There we go. Now, we get expertise. At first level, choose 2 of your skill proficiencies or 1 of your skill proficiencies and your proficiency with thieves' tools. Your bonus is doubled. Which 2 skills would we like to give her expertise in? Or would we like to give her expertise in 1 skill and make her an expert with thieves' tools? No problem, Arachnocognito. What do you all think she should be an expert in? McCoolman, are you looking for new players? Currently, I am not, though we do not, at this point in time on the channel, I do not broadcast actual games on Roll20 or at a tabletop. We primarily focus on what you're seeing here. We'll do character creation, a bunch of D&D Fundamentals 101, DM tips, PC tips. We'll answer your questions, or if you've never made a character before and you want to go through the process, we can take you through and make your very first character. At some point in time, I may dedicate one of my evenings to broadcasting content that we've developed here in the channel as a D&D game. Though, while I may not be personally looking for PCs, there could be other DMs or PCs who would like to get a group together. So, in this chat or on our Discord, you are very welcome to ask and see if there's an open game available. If you do join our Discord and are new to it, I would ask that if your Discord handle is different than your Twitch handle, if you would change your nickname to your Twitch handle. That way I can make an easier connection with you. Dorgrim and I had the same idea. Okay, so for those of you who are interested in looking at Arachnocognito's optional way to play, there's a link for you. I opened up in a tab here. Okay. Caboose thinks that insight and stealth should be her expertise. Well, I think that could, the stealth could definitely help her in some of the friendly wagers, or if someone questions her courage to accomplish something. She will not turn down a truth or dare. That's for certain. That being said, I think with her skills, she's going to keep the guys on the ship in line. So with Caboose's Reckoning, we are going... It may be difficult to see on your end. Here, I can zoom in a little bit. There are smaller circles next to your proficiency radio buttons. You can click these to indicate that there's an expertise in it. So what we're going to do is click on Insight right here. Now you see how that's filled in? Hopefully you do. If you're on a mobile device and having trouble, I'll try my best to work with you here. And Stealth. There we go. So for expertise, we chose 2x skills. We also get to learn another language. We are learning Thieves' Cant. Now, earlier in the week, we had talked about on the heels of Thieves' Cant, and this would be up to Ivalon, or because Ivalon is going to be the guest DM tomorrow. I'm going to be riding shotgun asking questions. Ivalon is going to be presenting the campaign that we've been brewing all week. As a DM, you could make decisions on this. Would someone who's a sailor know a special sailor language? Codes, flags, like a Morse code with lanterns? A spoken language like Thieves' Cant? You know, Sailors' Cant, if you want to call it, something along those lines. As a DM, that's up to you. You can add on to a lot of what we have going on here. Dorgrim, I'm still waiting to hear from Twitch to recover your Justin TV account name. If you had talked about that before, Dorgrim, I'm sorry I don't remember. What was the hold up, or what was the issue regarding that? Okay, no problem, McCoolman. That's fine. As long as the majority of your name is recognizable. That way, you know, if we talk or you have questions or you say, hey, I met you on Friday and I had some questions on this or that, I can say, oh yeah, McCoolman. All right, I remember you, and let's go forward from here. Arachnocognito, yeah, I made the system for people who cannot find a normal polyhedral or people who just want to use 46. I made it when I didn't have polyhedral, so now I made a free PDF, and thanks, Bubonic One, for the compliment. Because he complimented above. That's really neat, Arachnocognito. And it's cool that you're thinking of people who... I mean, we may consider, oh yeah, dice are ubiquitous. Why, you can't just go and get a dice? Well, whether it's a personal challenge and you want to take things up that way, or there are some people who, you know, they don't live close to a store, or they don't do a lot of shopping online, or something along those lines, or they just want to think differently. That's a really cool niche, however you want to pronounce it. to fill. That's cool stuff. I might be able to put it up on stream a little bit later once we get through some of this content up here, Cognito. And if you're on our Discord, you can share something like that as well. If you want to put that under something like Tales from the Tabletop. Oh, yep, there's Technotron and McCoolman right there. Okay. So if you wanted to join, we have a couple different channels here. And if you wanted to put a link to that PDF for other people to consider, you could do that. Table Talk could work. Tales from the Tabletop might be a good place too. All right. What else are we getting here? We get Cunning Action. You can take a bonus action on each of your turns in combat. This action can be used only... So, that's some redundancy with the monk. You're going to have some competition for your bonus action, but you have options. We will take our roguish archetype at 3. And at 4 is our ASI. So, for the class, that's what we're getting. As an Arcane Trickster, that's starting down here. It's behind me, but now we're up here. When we reach 3rd level, we gain the ability to cast spells. See Chapter 10 for the general rules of spellcasting. We are going to learn 3 cantrips, Mage Hand, and 2 other cantrips of your choice. So here, Way of Shadow gave us Minor Illusion. We're going to indicate Arcane Trickster is giving us 3. Arachnocognito, thank you for the follow. That was very nice of you to do, and I'm happy to have earned your attention and your interest in who we are and what we're doing here. Okay, Arachnocognito, join whenever you can. Dorgrim, long ago, back in 2007, there was a time when Xfire was a thing, and lo, they did create accounts and did associate themselves with a precursor to Twitch, then called Justin TV. Such was the confusion that the interlopers did not provide adequate access, and since my original account, Dorgrim, was shut away and forgotten in the vaults of the interwebs, thus my quest began. TLDR, I never got the password for Justin TV, only logged in via Xfire to the account that Xfire and Justin TV made. That's a very interesting story, and yes, Twitch was not always Twitch. Tin Cat, you're finally off of work. Hashtag thank heck. Yeah, and you know what, Tin Cat, you know, it's frustrating what you're going through right now. And I hope in some way we were able to give you a little glimmer of hope, maybe some advice, some good advice, options that maybe you hadn't considered before, and that it really works out for you. So Mage Hand has to be 1. And we will get another Mage Hand has to be 1. 2 other cantrips from any of the wizard spell. Okay. Spell slots. Arcane Trickster spellcasting table shows how many spell slots you have to cast. To cast one of these spells, you must spend a slot of that spell's level or higher. Okay. Ooh, alright, we're going to have to break up this into different... We could do this. We can do this. Mage Hand Ledger Main is a feature we're getting. That allows us to use our Mage Hand to do some really cool distance roguey stuff. And that's what we're getting there for now. And then we just have to worry about our spells. Rogue level 3rd and 4th. We know 3 cantrips. We now have 4 spells known. And there's our spell slots. Way of Shadow. Arcane Trickster. And we're going to copy this 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Arcane Trickster is giving us 3 first-level spell slots. And we know 4 different spells. Rogue, level 3. We're going to do it that way to our level 3. And then here's what we get at level 4. This way, especially as a multi-class character, we're keeping track of where we're getting our spells and how they function. Even if we want, we could just put something like... Actually, you know what? Let's just put AT3, 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 AT4. There we go. That'll work. What an interesting character. And I'm sorry, Bubonic One offered a suggestion for the spread of her skills. He is saying that she should start with a 10, a 14, a 12, a 13, a 15, and the 8 in Charisma. And for her 2 ability score improvements, or stat bumps, 1 int, 1 whiz, and 2 in dex. So if we start here, her racial modifier goes to make her charisma 9. Her racial modifier makes her strength 12. At level 4, as a monk, she's going to get 1. And Bubonic is saying that if we put it into int and whiz, that will bump each of those up to 14 and 16. Whoa. 16 respectively. Then 2 dexterity for her second one as a rogue. Whoop. That was not the correct one. There we go. This will mean that she has a strength bonus of 1, dex of 3, con of 1, intelligence of 2, wisdom of 3, and charisma of -1. Chemison, hello! You say hello all? Well, I will say hello one. Welcome aboard. We are making a sailor type character, maybe a pirate. Arachnocognito, did you mention you ordered a pound of dice? You hope it's a good deal? Yes, generally, well, you're going to get a lot of random dice. You're getting a pound. You should get all seven of the traditional dice that you get in a polyhedral set, in a cube. You're going to get all different makes. Well, you're going to get all different like mixes of colors, things along those lines. I think you're going to have a lot of fun opening it up and exploring the dice that you've now purchased. And also, when you're buying in bulk like that, it is a good financial deal as well. Death Count, did you miss something the other day? What do you mean? Tin Cat says, the people here make me happy. I'm gaining new hobbies thanks to this stream, digital art, D&D, story writing. You all have been truly helping me through. And speaking of this job, can't wait to tell you your latest story, a good one. You can do so here and or on Discord as you'd like to, Tin Cat. We're here for you, brother. 3 sets of each poly. Oh, I think in the pound they also include one. They'll give you a little yellow envelope that will have 7 a polyhedral set of all one color theme in it. What was this? This was 3, yeah. About Tin Cat had to leave early. Oh, all right, I got you, Death Count. Tin Cat was sharing a story about his workplace situation on Discord a little earlier today. Arachnocognito, I know I read it. I read the ad. It said random assortment, and that's good hearing that positivity from the thing I ordered. Yeah, I got to make a set that purposely does not match. You'll get to make many sets. Arachnocognito, I'm speaking from personal experience as I've ordered many pounds of dice. I own a game store, so I can hopefully answer product questions for you. And not in a cheap salesman way. I'll give you an honest review, and if I don't know about a particular product, I'm going to look you in the eye and say, I don't know, but let's explore it together, or I'll give you some kind of a reputable source, or try and direct you otherwise so you can get that information. Now that we have these numbers, by the way, she's earned her name. She's not just a random assortment of numbers anymore. We can figure out a whole slew of other information about her. For instance, her saving throw is going to be 4 in strength and 4 in athletics because she's proficient. It's going to be a 6 in dex, 6 acrobatics, sleight of hand is 3, stealth is going to be 9. Why 9? Well, she has a 3 modifier in dex, and she gets double proficiency because of expertise. Con is 1. Int is going to be 2 down the board, which isn't terrible. Wisdom, 3. 3. Let's fill in all the blank ones first. Perception is going to be 6 because she is normally proficient in it. And insight is going to be 9 because she is an expert in insight. And we're just going to copy paste this -1 and kind of look the other way. We took our rogue skill, so bye-bye. Don't need that. Dorgrim, dice acquisition tip. If anyone can't access gaming store online, check your local Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, dollar stores. I once found a $10 container at a Walgreens with some dice and some polys mixed in it as well. Oh, that's cool. I did not know that you could randomly find that, Dorgrim, there. Another place that occasionally has them is Ollie's. Oh, yeah, I'm sure Ollie's can come into that stuff time and again. Also, there are good programs like the above. Well, it's above when I play Vampire. To the side of me. What else can we determine? Well, her perception, her passive perception is 10 plus her modifier. So her passive perception is 16. Her armor class, if she is not wearing armor, which right now she's not, she's probably wearing just a sailor's outfit, maybe like a kerchief or something to, keep her, well, she doesn't really have hair, maybe like something, a visor to keep the sun out of her eyes. Is going to be 10 plus dex plus wisdom. So her AC she's rocking is 16. Her initiative is going to be her dex modifier, so plus 3. There we go. How to calculate hit points. Well. At level 1, you get your full hit die. In this case, a D8. You then, as I would recommend to you in advancing your character, your DM, if it's different, will tell you, and or you should ask your DM how to determine hit points every level. I do the system of half plus 1, meaning a guaranteed 5 hit points every time that you level up. So this is for every other level. That's going to be 7 times 5, right? Because here's level 1. 1 and 7 is 8. We're a level 8 character. Conveniently, monks and rogues both have D8s as their hit die. If this was barbarian and this was D12s, we would have to break out the barbarians separately. But right now we have some easy algebra going on. Finally, for your total amount of levels, in this case 8, you get bonus hit points equal to your con modifier. So this is going to be 8 times 1. And here we go. This is how you calculate your hit points. There we go. We're going to put 35 here. This is going to be 43. We have 51 hit points. If you need me to explain any of that again, please let me know. I do own a game store. That's good to know as well. You must ask my opinion. ChessX versus Wiz Dice. I have not heard of Wiz Dice, so I cannot give you an honest opinion one way or the other about that. I can talk about ChessX. I can talk about Coplow. I can talk about Crystal Cast. I can talk about what are some other dice sets that I have? Q Workshop. Unfortunately, I've not heard of Wiz Dice. They may be good. For all I know, they could be an awesome dice to get, or a dice company. I don't have any personal experience, so I can't give you a professional opinion or even a player opinion on them. Arachnocognito. You really want to start playing D&D? The books I ordered will arrive tomorrow. That's great, Chemison. Do you have some kind of a character concept? Do you want to... Well, I should ask this. Do you want to play D&D, Chemison, or do you want to run D&D as a dungeon master? Okay, Tin Cat, I'll bring that up here in just a second. I want to make sure I'm not missing too many other things here. Oh, her Dragon's Breath. This is based off of Con. So the save is going to be 8 plus proficiency, which is 11, plus her Constitution modifier. So a dex of 12. You're just asking, that's fine. I got the ChessX brand pounded dice, and yeah, Wiz Dice sells in bulk, but they give complete sets in bulk. Okay. Hermit, I like to advocate for precision dice, but those can get spendy. Oh, yeah, are you talking about the... So precision dice, if Hermit and I are on the same page, that is the... you can almost like take a blood sample if you pinch it between your hands to it. Like, these are like super custom balanced. Like, the exact center of the die, including the engraving, everything is weighted. And you are getting like super fine edges, super fine points, and they are supposedly the most perfectly balanced set of dice that exist. Play till you get experience and maybe DM. Well, Chemison, do you have some kind of a character concept in mind? What we could do for you, if you can stick around tonight, we might be able to help you build your first character. Let's see. The club is a strength-based weapon, so that's a +4. Proficiency plus strength. Although a club is actually a monk weapon, so she can use her dex. Pardon me. Now, this is a placeholder. We can give her either a short sword or some other kind of simple weapon. If she's more of a crossbow lady, a short bow lady, we can give her a crossbow or a crossbow or a short bow. Or a sling. If there's some kind of a weapon that you think that she'd be really fun or unique at having, that's a simple weapon, let me know. She can get a short sword or any simple weapon. Let me know what you would like to see me fill in there. Darts are also going to be +6, as well as her martial arts. She's also getting a trinket as a lucky charm. As a sailor, she might be a little superstitious. By the way, caution, this will flash a little bit here. Here we go. Here's our trinkets. Let's roll a percentile die. 81. We're on the next page. So this is trinket number 81 is her lucky charm. A purple handkerchief embroidered with the name of a powerful archmage. Ooh, Ivalon. Ooh, you want a story in for this party? It could be the BBEG, it could be a foil, it could be someone completely unrelated. That might be cool. How did she get this handkerchief? We can give her a spear. I don't know. Darts have their use, Bubonic. We can give her a spear, though, if you want. That's also ranged. Arachnocognito almost got Q Workshop's Dwarven dice, made of metal, but I wanted more dice, so I went with the pound. That's understandable. The metal, I've sold a lot of those sets. They are popular despite the price point, and from what I've heard, they roll well. And if you do get metal dice, as a general warning, be careful about rolling them on bare wood, because it can leave little dents in the wood, okay? A spiked gauntlet. Spear or staff? We'll give her a spear. Okay. So aside from choosing some cantrips and a couple other spells, for the most part she is finished, save for, well, we got to give her a name. Though I'm going to get up and take a break. We've been broadcasting for a little bit of time here. And when we come back, we're going to go over all 5 characters we've generated this week, and I'm going to show you a cool technique on how to examine your party as a whole. So we're going to be PCs. Okay, we'll be PCs. Tomorrow we're going to be DMs. Tonight we're PCs. Yeah, it could be a harpoon. I said, like, we can flavor it maybe as a harpoon. Something along those lines. There she blows, says Caboose. A boat hook? Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. So Darkwolf wanted me to play the Pirates Who Don't Do Anything song from VeggieTales. I'll make sure to do that. Okay. Couple more things to determine. We'll shore up those details, but for the most part, our multi-class character is complete. A monk/rogue. Very interesting. I'll go to the short rest screen and I will play. I'll play the VeggieTales song. Okay.